Hey everybody, what's going on? It's Mr. Hino with Mr. Hino's Lego Robotics. Today's video is going to be what do you do, Mr. Hino, if two partners in a robotics class somehow cannot get along and want to split apart. I've been teaching robotics since 2015 and my students work in partners. They split a Lego EV3 kit. And it's not popular, but every now and then I'm going to get a student that says, Mr. Hino, I really can't work with this person. And you might say, Mr. Hino, what do you do if a student comes to you and says, I can't work with this person, help? So this video, I'm going to tell you 3 things that my course of action when I hear that. So if you want to see that, stay with me.
Hino, Lego Robotics.
Okay guys, so again, I teach robotics, 2 people per kit, and I have to rely on those 2 people getting along. They are a team, they have to work together, but sometimes something breaks down in that team aspect. And so a student will come to me saying, Mr. Hino, I just cannot put up with this person for whatever reason. And here is my protocol when that happens. Number 1, if I get an email from a parent or if the administration says, hey, Mr. Hino, we need to split this team up, then it's just a no-brainer. I automatically figure out, okay, I can try to get one of the partners to be with somebody else. Maybe there's one person that's working by themselves that we can partner that person up and the other person works by themselves. I never want to take chances with parents or administration because I don't want that to fall on me. I don't want them to say, hey, Mr. Hino, we sent you an email 2 weeks ago asking or requesting that they be split up. And I don't want to go, oops, I forgot to do that. So first, if I get an email or a text message from administration, parents, it's an automatic. I don't even argue that thing. I'm like, okay, let's get these guys split up. Okay, so in my class, my students always work in pairs. They split that EV3 kit. They just do whatever they can together as a partnership. If I have an odd amount of students, I will have that one person that might be all by themselves. And so there's always going to be a likelihood that one student says, hey, Mr. Hino, can we talk? Is there a way I can switch partners, or can I become partners with that one student that's by themselves? And then I'll always take those 2 students, those 2 team members, and we're going to have a discussion. Because you guys know how it is. If you're a parent, if you're a teacher, you never always just hear one side of the story because there's another side of the story. So I always want to find out, okay, what is the other partner? How do they feel? How do they see things going? And so I'll always just be able to say, let's say that Johnny and Susie are the team members. I'll say, Johnny, you get to just express how you feel. Just get it all out. Susie, you may not talk, you may not argue, you may not have any input until Johnny is done. When Johnny is done, then I'll say, Susie, you've heard everything. Now it's your turn. Johnny, you may not interrupt. You may not say anything. It allows the 2 students to just get out everything, air their grievances. And then what we want to do is we want to find out, what does each person want? So after Johnny is done and Susie, I'll say, Johnny, what do you want? I just want Susie to not goof around. I don't want her going over to the other team and talking. Okay? Susie, what do you want? I want Johnny to stop bothering me. I want him to let me build. I don't want him to shoot my ideas down. And so, when you get a compromise, we just want to be able to know what the parties want so we can hopefully make both sides happy. And so what I'll usually do is say, okay, Johnny, you've heard what Susie wants. Can you do that? Susie, you know what Johnny wants. Can you do that? Can we come and meet in the middle? Because a lot of times they just don't get a chance to communicate what they want. They don't get the chance to communicate what's the problem. And so a lot of times they just want to be able to express that. And by expressing it, usually sometimes it'll make them feel better and say, okay, let's just, now that I got a chance to talk about it, sure, let's give this a shot. So the second part to this is a lot of times I'll say, hey, it's Wednesday. Can we just try to do what the plan is until Friday, and then we'll revisit the situation. A lot of times the problem will self-correct it, where the students will just forget that they even had issues. And by Friday, I'm like, guys, are you good? Oh yeah, everything's, wonderful. But here is where I take it the next step. If things are not, if they're not getting better, they're not improving, that's when I'll step in and say, hey, let's try giving you a different partner for a week. And I know this is tough, especially if they're in a different project. So I have to kind of time this correctly and go, okay, maybe by Tuesday you guys will be done. Let's try changing partners and seeing how things go. Kind of like a test drive, and revisiting that situation and seeing how things going. Because I want the students to be able to see, what am I gaining by switching this partner? And a lot of times they'll come back and say, nah, that's okay, Miss, I don't want to switch, because they end up finding that the new partner maybe is not as good as the old partner that they had. So I try to give them perspective and being able to go, maybe I don't want to switch, if you guys know what I mean. Giving them a chance to see that the grass maybe is not greener on the other side. So I'll usually end up doing that if they can't come to some type of compromise initially. And then finally and lastly, if the two just cannot figure out how to get along, if they just are insistent on going their separate ways, this is the problem that you might run into if you don't have enough supplies. But thankfully I have enough supplies where one person just goes, fine, I'll work by myself, and the other person works by themselves. With the understanding, and I always let the parents know this, that their production might fall off if they're by themselves, because now you have one person doing all the work. So as long as parents are happy, the students are happy, and you have enough supplies, I usually would then say, okay, maybe the situation just calls for you to be by yourself. And if they're in a good space as far as, okay, I can come in here and be happy, that would be my last resort, to have them go separate ways. As long as they're being, productive, as long as they're not, gonna bother anybody else, that's fine. So hopefully these were all helpful tips on how to get your robotics students to be good partnerships and allow them to problem solve, allow them to work things out, socially with a partner, because they're gaining these skills of compromising, of working as a team, finding out what the other person's needs are, and hopefully eventually, to fix and patch things up. But if not, again, hopefully that you have enough supplies that they can work by themselves. That would be my last resort. But okay, guys, so hopefully that was helpful. Let me know in the comments section if you guys have any other ideas to shoot towards me, because I never profess to have it perfect, and if there's other ways I can improve things, that would be fine. Okay, guys, I am Mr. Hino from Mr. Hino's Lego Robotics. I'm out.
He's out.
He's out.
We got this.
We got this.
We got this, guys.
Hey guys, Mr. Hino here. Thank you so much for watching. And if you love robotics, don't forget to check out these videos also, because they're cool. Okay guys, take care.